welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer Niggle. If you are new here, I am the owner and the creator of the Body by Jenny Bar program, and today we're going to talk about all the steps it's going to take for you to monetize your YouTube channel. So if that sounds good to you, grab some coffee and a snack and let's dish. So this is probably one of the most searched topics on YouTube, and it's something that I know when I started my channel, I was obsessed with researching, because if you are going to start a channel, you definitely want to make a little money and make a little coin from that. So you want to do all of the right things so that you can monetize your channel as quickly as possible. So let's get right into it. So you are going to need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 annual public watch hours to be able to apply for the YouTube partnership program, okay? So the first 1,000 subscribers can feel like an incredible task. It may feel like you are never going to reach your subscriber count. The reason why YouTube requires the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 public watch hours, which we're going to get into in a minute, is because they really want creators on the platform that are serious about their work and are going to be creating content on a regular basis. So they do have those requirements, and they used to not have those requirements. So basically anybody back in the day could upload a video and make money on YouTube. So they really want dedicated creators on the platform that are going to be consistent and have met those requirements. With your 1,000 subscribers, you're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to find a niche in the beginning and try to stick with that niche as you build your channel and as you start to gain an audience. And then I feel like at that point, it's a lot easier to branch out into a little bit of different content. There's many creators who also, as they reach that monetization status, will branch out and do vlog channels and start different YouTube channels. We're not going to get into all of that today, but you really need to grow your audience and you need to find your people. So starting with a niche that you feel like you are an expert in will probably be your best plan of attack. So for instance, when I started my channel, I was a bar fitness channel, and I have since I've kind of gained my subscribers and I'm growing my audience little by little, I've started to branch out a little bit into other directions of things that I am personally very interested in. So the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need 4,000 annual public watch hours. And I feel like this is a topic that many people get very, very confused on. There can be a lot of information out there on YouTube or on the internet that might not exactly explain this, but it is 365 days, 4,000 public watch hours. So let's say that you've had your channel for 5 years and you have reached your 4,000 public watch hours. If you have not met those public watch hours within the last 365 days, you are applying for the YouTube Ship Partner Program, then you will not be eligible, because those watch hours will not transfer over, sadly. So I think a lot of creators feel like if they have a channel for 5 years, they finally reached 4,000 watch hours on that channel, it will not count unless it is in the last 365 days. Now, YouTube does have its own monitoring system. It doesn't go by a regular calendar year. So I will try to link more of that information below in the description box. So that can be a little bit of a deterrent for a lot of people, because it feels like the 4,000 public watch hours are never going to happen. And trust me when I say I have been there, because I felt like I was never going to reach my 4,000 public watch hours. I started my channel 2.5-ish years ago, and the first year it was very, very slow. By the second year, it started to really pick up about mid-year, and I was able to monetize my channel about 7 months ago. So stick with it, be consistent with the things you are posting, and just know that it will not roll over. And another little thing that I think a lot of creators don't understand is that it resets. So you will not be able to continue to monetize your channel the following year, following 365 days, if you have not continued to stay up with your 4,000 watch hours. So that's a good tip to know, that you have to continue to be eligible for the YouTube Partnership Program to stay up with your 4,000 watch hours every 365 days. So you have met your 1,000 subscriber mark, and you have met your 4,000 public watch hours, and you are ready to apply to the YouTube Partnership Program. So in my previous video, I talked about downloading the YouTube Studio app. And this is going to give you a ton of information, a ton of updates about when you are going to be eligible to monetize. There's a little thing at the bottom, it looks like a clock, and every time you get a little bit closer, it shows you where you're at and what you need to do to monetize your channel. So once you reach the 4,000 public watch hours and you have met that 1,000 subscriber count, you will have a green little dial, if you will, that will show you that you are eligible to monetize your channel. You will click the button below there, and it will take you to a series of questions and things that you need to do to follow through with monetizing your channel. So it's very self-explanatory. You'll follow all the prompts on there and you will click submit. And once you do that, the process can take anywhere from a few days, depending on how cut and dried your channel is, to anywhere, I've heard people say, to 60 to 90 days. So to break that down a little bit better for you guys, it's really, like I said, going to depend on how clear your channel is. There's certain requirements that you need to follow, and I'm going to insert that right here for you guys. To be eligible to monetize, you have to be following the requirements that YouTube is asking of you to be eligible to monetize as well. And just make sure that as you're doing this, you're keeping that in mind so that you don't do all of this work, create all of this content, and then you get to that point and you haven't followed the rules and it will set you back. So some of the guidelines that you need to follow to be able to be above board here a little bit with YouTube and make YouTube happy and the algorithm happy. One, don't swear too much on your channel. It's not advertiser friendly, and a lot of advertisers are not going to want to put ads on your video if you're just constantly using the F word. That's up to you and your discretion, but it might hold you back a little bit from the monetization program, and it also might hold you back a little bit on getting some ads on your channel. Not all the time, but you want to just kind of be mindful of that. And the second thing is that you cannot have any nudity. I'm sure you knew that, but definitely don't be going on camera nude. And the third thing is very simple. Don't use copywritten music that you do not have the right to use. YouTube will flag that. And sometimes if there's a lot of that on your channel, it will hold you back from monetizing. So just make sure, and this can be very challenging, especially if you're doing any type of fitness classes. Trust me, the struggle is real when you are trying to find good, copywritten or royalty-free music you can use to overlay on your fitness video. So if you are a content creator that does fitness classes, I feel for you because the struggle is definitely real on that. Just make sure that you are following those guidelines. No nudity, not a lot of swearing, if any, and make sure that you are not using someone else's music that you do not have the right to use. So once you do all of those things, you have submitted your application. Like I said, it could take anywhere from a few days, a long time. So you're just going to have to be patient. And with this review process, it is being reviewed by an actual person. They are combing through your videos. They are seeing what you have on there. They're trying to get an overall picture of your channel. And that's where it really comes into play that initially when you're starting your channel, if you have a very clear niche or path, it's probably going to go a little bit quicker for you because the YouTube representative is going to see what your channel is about. They're going to see that you're putting up quality content, and they are likely going to approve you much quicker. But if you are kind of all over the place, they can't get a clear picture of your channel, you've got some swear words in there, you've got some copywritten music, it's going to take a lot longer. So let's talk about what happens if you are denied. So if you are denied the YouTube Chit Partner Program, don't be too sad because you can literally reapply every 30 days, okay? So if you get denied, it's not the end of the world. I would suggest going back through your library, checking for copyright claims that may not be approved by the YouTube partnership policies and correct that. Either private the videos or delete the videos. Now, what I will say is if you are deleting videos from your YouTube channel, that will affect your watch hours. So you have to be very careful, like I said in the beginning, on following the rules if you are planning to monetize your channel, because if you delete a video, it will remove the watch hours and that could set you back and make it even harder for you to monetize your channel. So there is a lot of rules here. So just make sure that you are following the guidelines. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. If you don't get approved right away, you can reapply in 30 days. Let's say that you got approved, you're so excited, but you want to know what to do next. Well, YouTube gives you a very clear picture of the things that you need to do next. So once you have been approved, you will need to sign up for an AdSense account. You can do this with the link that YouTube provides for you, or you can literally go and search Google AdSense and create an account. What I will say with this is they are very strict. So you cannot have more than one YouTube Google AdSense. Now you can have multiple channels linked to that Google AdSense, but you only want one. And you'll want to make sure that your ID and everything that you are going to use to verify your Google AdSense account actually matches what you sign up with. And you'll have to go through a verification process with Google AdSense to be able to verify your identity. It's really not that difficult. One of the ways that you will verify your identity is uploading, there's a list of documents that you can choose from, passport, photo ID, and then you'll upload that. And then they will actually have you verify your bank account information or however you want to get paid. I chose to be paid via my bank account. So what Google AdSense did was they sent me 1 cent to my bank account, and then I verified that I received that 1 cent so they could see that it was really me. And then another piece of that is I also got a verification code sent to me in the actual mail to my address, and I had to enter my verification code in my Google AdSense in order to complete the entire process. So it does take a little bit of time, but once you get going with it, it's pretty quick and to the point. So the very next step is that you need to get paid. You've done all this work, you followed the rules, you followed the YouTube guidelines, and now you want to get paid. So here's how you get paid through Google AdSense. They will pay you out generally around the 27th of every month. So if you have created content and you've made a lot of money from that, you will not get paid until the next month, okay? So the cutoff is usually on the 10th or 12th of the month. So you will get all of that revenue up until the 12th, and then you will get paid on the 27th of the month, okay? Give or take a couple days, but generally around the 27th. You also cannot get paid from Google AdSense until you have reached the $100 threshold. So you won't get paid from them if you've made $20, $30, or even $80. You have to meet that $100 threshold mark to get paid from Google AdSense. That can also be a little bit confusing for newer creators because they might not understand why they aren't getting paid right away, but they do have that requirement. And it is kind of a little annoying because if you make $50, you would like to get your $50. The only way you could actually do that, which I would not recommend doing, is to literally shut down your Google AdSense account, and then whatever is in there, they will then pay out to you in whatever fashion you have chosen. But just stick it out. If you're creating quality content, you will reach that $100 mark pretty quickly. That is the basic rundown on how to monetize through YouTube. There are some steps that you have to go through. It is a process, but once you are approved, it generally does go pretty quickly. And I think the hardest thing is really just kind of waiting to see if you're monetized. There is a little trick that I'm gonna give you guys that did help me monetize my channel quicker. So what I did was, after I found out that I was eligible to apply, I applied, and then I immediately Google searched and checked to see how I could speed up the process because, you know, I'm curious and I just wanted to know. And one of the creators, I'm going to link their channel below, basically said that you can go into your YouTube Studio app, you can click your monetization, and then there's a little button to send feedback. And in that feedback button, you basically just say, hey, I just applied for the YouTube Partnership Program, like I did that. Just applied for the YouTube Partner Program. I have completed my 1,000 subscriber mark. I have completed my 4,000 public watch hours. You can literally screenshot these images and attach them into the feedback message. And then all you have to say is, I have met all of my requirements and I would like to know if there's anything else you need from me. I did that and I got approved literally 24 hours later. So that's a little tip and trick. Watch the video below, you guys, because it 100% worked for me. So while there are a lot of little things that go into this whole YouTube thing, whether you are doing this as a side hustle, whether you are trying to make a career out of YouTube and make this your full-time gig, there's a lot of little bits of information that go into it. And honestly, the best plan of attack here, guys, is to educate yourself on the process step by step so that you as a creator are prepared for anything that YouTube or AdSense is going to throw at you, to treat this like your business, like I said, whether or not it is a side hustle or this is your full-time gig, because in the grand scheme of things, the more knowledge you have, or you pay attention to your analytics, the more your channel will grow. I am still a very small creator, but my channel is growing every single day. I am going the organic route. I am trying to build a real community on here, connection with my viewers and my audience. So if you are here and supporting my work, thank you so very much. Today I am filming in my YouTube studio. There's a couple videos on the process of building this studio that I have, and I'll try to link it up here for you guys or link it down in the description box. But if you're interested in seeing how the studio was built and the whole process of this, it was in my vlogmas this year, so I would love to share that with you guys. Stay focused, stay with it. Don't let anything detour you. If you are focused and you are consistent with what you do, I promise you, you will have success on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do give this video a thumbs up because YouTube does like to see that engagement and it will push my videos into the algorithm. If there is anything else you want to see from me, please let me know in the comments below. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.